right, very quickly, Alan.
I'm going to stick by my guns. OG 2-1.
Damo.
I think it's quite stable drafts, both of them, but I got to go for Liquid.
Got to stick with your boys. All right, thank you all three of them. We'll hear more from our panel of experts at the end of this game. Let's find out who goes to the grand final with Liquid versus OG.
Indeed, here we have it, game 3 between the two of them. Interesting drafts, guys. Again, we're seeing stuff a little bit different. Miracle picking up the Tiny, and Liquid running the Mind Control Lifestealer, having as that dual core with Matuma Manslark, and then finishing out the whole draft with the Magnus. I mean, what are your thoughts?
I'm excited to see the Magnus, first of all.
Yeah, I think Jacob's just happy to see different hero picks because he was like, he's used the first 3 on both sides. He's like, all right, this is the same thing I've seen before. But very dramatic shift with the last 2 picks on both sides.
I mean, I'm personally not too excited about the Siren, but...
Well, sure, but I don't think anybody really is. Still, though, them switching it up, and the moment they picked up the Slark, then you know it's an off-lane Lifestealer. Mind Control's done that before, and let's not forget the Curl was the one who innovated the 4-position Lifestealer, where you jungle back when you could just pick up level 6 and start jumping inside dragons. Of course, that was all the way back when they were just known as, I think, still Funf Jungs, and were battling it out against like lower tier 3, tier 2 teams. But
one of which was actually OG as well.
Yeah.
It was back in the day, back as
that was
business, yeah.
That rivalry started very early on.
Yeah.
And here we have it now, kind of scaled up to be the best of the best now. OG versus Liquid. One of these teams is going to be going home, the other making it to the grand final to play up against either Na'Vi or Vega, which of course will be the series after this one. But the lanes looking to come out from both sides. Obviously, Notal and Naga in the safe. Miracle towards the mid. I mean, overall, kind of lane-wise, is anyone going to have an easier time at the start here?
I think that Mind Control inevitably... I don't know, I guess his matchup isn't actually that terrible. He's got to be fiercely ensnare, but I don't think that's that big of a threat. I think he can actually sit in lane with the help of Kuro's Riki. We'll have to see how that works out. The mid lane matchup is kind of a spamming one where the Magnus should actually be able to do pretty well than most of the matchups you have a Magnus in. The Tiny, probably one of the easier heroes for Fada to be able to abuse. And then
it's definitely Moon who's going to have the hardest time again.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting to, is like Moon has to just auto jungle because the Slark line is such a good kill combination that no offlaner can stand against.
Notice the change from last game. This time around it's the same lane matchup that he's up against as last game, but last game he didn't win for the straight Iron Talon and he died on level 2. This time around he's just going to start in the jungle.
All right, so the safe place for Moon to be indeed. And obviously seeing this Liquid, will this mean that we'll see some activity from the line, or does he still need to stay up there just in case rotations come through from Liquid onto the Slark?
He can pull on stuff. He could just try and get his level 2 before he rotates out. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to try and help out Mind Control, just because you know he's going to be feeling so much pressure. In fact, he almost dies there.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge amounts of harassment coming out from OG. Forcing the salve out already. Kuroki just kind of playing around with Moon. Moon will quick to turn around and just punch right back at the Riki. Kuroki going to do his best to just sap some of the XP from this Beastmaster.
Yeah, Moon realizing there's a 26 damage difference in their base attack, so exchanging hits with the Riki is definitely worthwhile.
Yeah, we've seen the whole Riki versus Beastmaster before, and the thing is that Beastmaster is actually okay as a jungler because he doesn't drop that low. He, I think Moon's taking a little bit of extra damage that he doesn't need to, but what you do is you just continually pull back and forth. The neutrals very rarely hit you, and you just allow your Iron Talon and the Boars to do all of the work, and it means you're very healthy most of the time, and the Riki is never going to be able to find like that free kill that he would against other junglers, such as maybe the Axe, who drops kind of low.
He did soak up some of that experience being in the vicinity of the dying creeps, so yeah, that was slightly annoying for a jungler.
Yeah, and just a nice little neat play there from OG, just bringing out the bottle as well through the Earth Spirit, just not leaving any chance for Kuroki to get a courier snipe on the bottle delivery.
And he gets the banner in. Denying it away from Kuro as well. Ultimately, the just sapping experience is not enough. If you want to try and just be a little harassive and maybe get sap level 2, that's good enough. But eventually, Kuro has to think about other options. He has to try and rotate to the bottom lane, put some pressure on Fly, and open Mind Control a little bit of room for him to get some CS and level 6. Because then once they've got the level 6, then they actually have a kill combination where the offlane Lifestealer becomes a viable threat.
I mean, at the moment, looking across the lanes, the mid lane matchup going, 12 for 1 for the Magnus against Miracle's 13 for 1. So very, very close between these two. The safe laners, it's definitely N0tail that's having the harder time. I mean, he's only sitting on an 8 CS compared to Matumbaman. Obviously, Matumbaman having the totally free lane, but N0tail falling a little bit behind in terms of farm, even though it's just a mind control life stealer. As I say, that mind control's trying to go aggressive onto Fly. Crit's there with the quick turnaround. Mind control even thinking about sticking around, trying to find the kill, but he's going to get caught out by the stun. He's got to run, rages it off as he tries to get himself away from OG.
He's got to roll in 2 seconds. He might go for the tower dive here. Be risky as hell, but yeah, he decides against it. I think they're just doing good enough. Mind control is very conservative on his rages too.
Yeah, but so good at pushing his luck and pushing his HP as well. You can see he knows he has those boosts of speed up against the 2 supports who do not. And thus he keeps on going back to hit them.
Underneath the sentry, Crit's coming with a rotation and they'll punish it. First blood for Crit. Nice reaction there. And handsy sentry that have had it for a while. OG setting up the kill onto KuroKy. And yeah, the Riki rotation not working out there for the time being.
It's okay, the Riki is going to come back, and I believe he now hooks up with Jerix. They've got level 3, almost level 4 on him. He's got boots and a smoke. I think this would be a prime time during nighttime for them to go for a gank on mid, see if they can shut down Miracle.
But already, that death defeats the entire purpose of what Riki tried to establish in the first 3 minutes of the game.
Oh, nice dodge by Miracle.
Miracle, so we have to grab this bounty ring. Fodder unable to take it. Top lane, Crit, trying to sell some of the XP. Jerix and Matumbaman, of course, this lane that they have had for free. And of course, because of this, now 4 minutes in, looking to take away the tier 1. See if OG want to do anything else about this. See if Crit can maybe get himself a sneaky deny. No, he's got to be careful. There's so much control between the two of them. He can't risk getting close to the line. So the game continues to go very nicely for Matumbaman's slot. Free lane, 32 CS and a tier 1 tower as well now, before the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, I don't think OG necessarily expected that to happen, for them to push the tower like that and time the wave.
It's something that Matumbaman very frequently does. I think it's something that Kuro really pushes on him, is that if you have the free lane, push pressure. Always put pressure. Even if you're not a carry that necessarily does it all that well, Slark, he still does it every single time he gets a free lane like this. It's particularly like Slark, because so many offlaners will abandon that lane. So you see him time and time again, he'll just chip away the tier 1 much faster than many other carries would.
Keep heading back overhead just to keep tabs on Moon. Takes down the Hawk. Moon obviously continuing to jungle pretty much at a very good rate on this beast mouse, even though KuroKy's trying to do his best to slow it down, but the fact that he did give away that kill and hasn't been able to really do that much since to slow him.
If he can find the counter kill though, Moon is dropping a little low and he's got level 3. I don't think it's enough with the boars because the boars slow him down.
Yeah, he doesn't have boots either.
Yeah.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Maybe on this Nets camp?
Dire's bottom tower.
I don't know, he really needs a rotation. I really thought they were going to be bringing the Lion, but I think he's got this. Oh, he definitely does.
Yeah, Moon. I mean, he knew that the Riki was around initially.
That is very greedy play by Moon.
Yeah.
Almost as if he went AFK.
He's got Tranquil Boots. Like, there's no reason to be soaking up hits on the neutrals when you have the boars out. Just Iron Talon, pull the creeps back to their full leash range, let the boars do their work, and let your Tranquil Boots get you back healthy. Now you've just brought Kuro back into the game after that misstep earlier where he ran into a clever trap by OG in the counter.
Guess he never ever thought he'd die.
Never ever.
KuroKy still hanging around down bottom. I mean, mind control as well. He's nearly level 6, so he's only getting the XP. And he's getting a fair bit of CS as well. 19 on this lifestealer. So it's not been a bad off lane for mind control at the start of this game. And I'm again, looking at this Slark, the fact that OG haven't done anything yet about it, we kind of saw this yesterday, I believe it was with Alohadance's performance, where he had a game where he was left alone. And, I mean, Slark is such a risky hero, surely, to just allow to have this good start.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have to have the right kind of heroes to actually gank it. Otherwise, the rotation doesn't pay out, right? It's such a hard hero to gank because when he has level 6, he's got 2 different instant escape mechanisms, Dark Pact as well as his ult. So in that case, it's just easier to try and pressure the offlaner, but they missed that. They might get Kuro instead, though.
KuroKy popping down the smoke screen, trying to get himself out, but N0tail looks to take him. KuroKy jumps across, will still go down. They're trying to find the kill onto Fly in return. Have the Hex as well. Mind control will be able to finish this off. Meanwhile, at the same time, bit of action mid. It's
got it best.
Playing around with
silenced.
this one. Back down towards the bottom. He's still hanging around for this one. He's getting himself out under the cover of OG's own creeps. Mind control. And Moon, N0tail, and Crit are hanging around. He's just going to have to sit there and hide for the time being. There's backup coming in from the rest of his side. KuroKy there as well as Jerax. KuroKy actually going to pay off his life. The dust is popped, and immediate reaction from Mike Jolo comes out. The smoke screen's down. Now he's trying to look for no-tail, but OG with 4 heroes down, and Crit rolling back in onto KuroKy, but KuroKy jumps across. Liquid, they will be able to keep themselves all alive here.
Look at top lane. Miracle's going to be caught, though. The pound is just barely going to latch, and that means Miracle will go down to these 2 cores unless he can somehow slip his way through the trees and go for a toss play.
Oh my god.
There's no way, right?
Oh, Miracle. Nah, he tries his best there. He really does. Makes Liquid work for it. But nonetheless, still getting that kill. And an extra bit of gold here towards that slot.
It is quite a...
KuroKy. No-tail there with the Riptide. On the illusions, KuroKy just did not expect that. Instantly deleting the Riki. And fly. Oh, that finger though. Jerax. He's had a good few fingers this series.
It was kind of weird. Like, I really thought they were going to move Jerax around a bit more because he had all that space. What they did is quite the opposite. They moved the Slark into the jungle really early on, and they actually had the Lion taking the solo experience at top, which means he got that fast level 5 and level 6, which allowed him to rotate and have a higher impact
Radiant's
at bottom lane. They played a little bit more of a farming game in the laning phase, and it seems to have worked out.
No-tail. Maybe
They
just
combo
set
this.
something up here. The follow-through bottom smashing hard. It's not going to catch Michael Trolley time. He gets the rage out. Moon is there with the roar, but KuroKy's smoke screen stopping OG from being able to go full in. Magnetize is down onto Michael Troll and KuroKy. Crit trying to do it. I mean, this man playing around behind the tier 2s. He's trying for the TP out, but the tower hit flies through. Will lose his life. But at the end of the day, it is just Crit trading his life for that kill onto the core life skill.
A bit of a shame that Moon and No-Tail backed off instead of going the north direction of the cloud. They chose to run towards their own base instead of just going for the kill. So Crit was sort of left to his own devices.
He almost got out, though. If he had just gotten the kill and managed to complete the TP, would have been a really good trade-off. It's kind of an interesting attempt, though, to lead the sleep into the boulder kick like that against the instant rage pickup. I guess if you time it perfectly, you probably hit mind control before he's able to get the rage. But that is... It's tough to actually get the Naga Siren to stop the Saga Siren at the perfect time, just because it's not instant.
Miracle has a Blink Dagger now.
Yeah, this game will change now.
One thing you briefly talked about earlier, Owen, was the difference of CS between the Siren and the Slark. And while the Slark has done some jungling, it is quite a significant change. Almost 30 CS difference.
See towards the mid, see what they can get done with this Blink Dagger. The initial setup for Crit, and there's your combo from Miracle, but the RP comes through. Fada skills away, and the Blink Dagger reveal not going the way that OG would have hoped to, as Fada gets himself nicely back out of the action.
He'd be gone for the skewer on those 2 heroes to the tier 1. It actually would have worked out beautifully. He probably would have given up his life, but Kuro was making the TP in with the Infest Bomb. Now Kuro has to rotate through the Radiant jungle, see if he can find something. This is pretty standard, though. OG, they need to be able to get some vision up, both ward and counter ward, to see these kind of rotations. That way they don't get caught while they're trying to jungle, but also that way they can punish this 4 and 3 position gank.
Has been spotted out, of course, with the Sentry. KuroKy gets the D-Ward. They know that they're on to him. Miracle jumps in with a combo. They take it down the Riki. Mind control. Jumps out, backs away. But Tumberman actually turning up with the Shadow Blade. They can see him, and immediately the reaction from Crit, holding back the Tumberman, and he's got great play from Crit. Quick reactions to make sure that nothing goes the way of that Liquid in that middle lane and top. Liquid, they're losing someone else. Jack's going to get caught up by the roar. Follow through from Moon and Fly. And 3 quick kills there for OG. It's just misplays from Liquid there in the mid lane. The Slark getting a little bit too greedy in terms of seeing a kill and feeling that he can go and get it. Even though they knew the Sentry was
from above. It's always lovely when you have that. One concern is that their #1 carry is farming too much and he's finishing his Shadow Blade, especially when it's a Slark that can prey on these support heroes so much, and then he runs into mid and you immediately kill him off. That must give you such a good feeling of the game for OG.
Yeah, Miracle, he's getting a bit of recovery too, and he's going to be one of the more dangerous heroes against that Slark. He's got the AoE disable, he's got burst damage. It's not that easy of a game from Mataba Band just to YOLO in, because there are so many AoE disables, or at least two heroes they're able to provide that.
Fader though, picking up his Blink Dagger.
Again, finding things like this. Huge huge kill onto Matumbaman once more for OG. Mind control, trying to turn it, lock it down onto Miracle. But it jumps in as well, no messing. They need to kill this Tiny. RP steers him back under the tower. Follow-up burst from Jags there, not messing. Everything dropped down onto the Tiny to ensure the kill. So 1 for 1 there between the sides. And game 3 at the moment, I mean, it's panning out to be close. In your guys' visions, is anyone clearly ahead here, or could this definitely swing both ways?
Well, 5 minutes ago, Liquid were definitely ahead, but now it's swung to the favor of OG. One of the things is that Liquid are running kind of similar lineup to last time, where they don't have the transition to be able to take objectives very quickly when they win a team fight, but they do have, I think, the slightly better late game with Mag Slark. Slark is probably one of the better late game carries out there, and Magnus is one of those game-changing ults. And then they've got, I'm not sure how the offlane Lifestealer is going to scale into the to late game, but I'm presuming it has at least a moderate effect on the game chunk. So I think Liquid, they still need to be concerned about the fact that they've lost their Slark so much, because they needed to be able to control the tempo for like until 20 minutes. And 20 minutes when OG really start turning up the pace.
Moon coming around here, goes for a run to mind control, but realizes they've got the water. They have spotted him. He's going to go for the immediate TP away, and he will make it, Moon. So,
Miracle, he runs it straight to the silence, but he might get Matumbaman.
Oh, he can't quite get it. Shadow Dance comes out. The burst isn't enough. Crit now jumping in as well, looking for the control into mind control, but the rage turning towards Miracle, back up from Fly, so Liquid can't go in fully on OG. In fact, OG's still trying to go in on them. Miracle jumps in, but a good smoke screen from Kuroki. Stopping the combo coming out, but Timberland on the back line is trying to pick off the Dazzle. Another good stun from Crit, setting up the combination from Miracle. This time they'll take down the Slark, and No Tail singing the song of his people, looking to set up another kill for OG. His eyes towards fodder. The stun timing's perfect, and again, they've got the burst to bring him down eventually. Another kill for OG. Both of the cores going down there for Liquid, and just really nice team fight and execution there for the side of OG. This looking just that little bit tighter than Liquid this game.
Yeah, now OG, they've got the Blink Dagger, the Tiny is making a lot of progression. The Beastmaster is finally online with his Necrobook, so this is where OG are going to reach like a certain early game peak where they can really take it to Liquid. They can take some early objectives. They might even be able to, well, I guess they don't have the team to do it. Roshan is only an option if they win a big fight right outside the pit. So unfortunately, that's not an objective that OG can reliably keep in mind, but they can at least control this game and force Liquid into more of defensive posture. I think the game is kind of theirs to hold on to for like the next 10 to 15 minutes. Liquid are going to be much more pick-off oriented, where they're looking for kills on the Slark, occasionally go for an RP kill as well. They have to still try and be aggressive though, because they can't just let the Naga Siren do whatever she wants.
I mean, as we talked earlier, as you said, Matt, the fact that Slark, he was miles ahead in the CS, but now at this point, you know, No Tail's caught right up, and now he's pretty much miles ahead. Relic done. It's going to be a really good timing on the Radiance at this rate. And as you said, Cap, Liquid, they really need to look to make something happen. They're smoked up. Kuroki carrying the Lifestealer inside him.
They're looking for the Naga Siren. They really need that kill before the Radiance is up, but sadly for them, No Tail's already backed up to the fountain where he's picked up his Relic, and they're not going to find anything here.
And OG's not in a particular hurry to force the issue either. They have the natural item progression on most all of their heroes. They have the Force Staff on the crit already. Tiny has halfway to his Shadow Blade, so everything's going really well for them. Of course, they can just wait for the Radiance. Even Moon, last time around, he had a really hard game. They had to create space for him for a good 10 minutes before he could get his book.
There we go, jumping in onto Fly, looking for a quick kill off the Dazzle, but he's going to be safe. Gets brought out to the sidelines. Now Liquid themselves, they need to be careful. The stun control for Crit onto Mind Control's Lifestealer, taking him down. And Liquid, they just seem a little bit too pressured to try and go for these aggressive plays, and OG, they have the heroes to react to it.
Yeah, they're just so good at timing these things.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they managed to get both, like, Force Staff as well as Dazzle close to completing a Glimmer Cape, he's got the Shadow Amulet, like, that shouldn't be a concern at this point. You shouldn't have to worry about the fact that the supports have the escape mechanism to get away from your combination, but that is just the sad part where you feed away, like, those kills on Matumbaman. It's just, like, the small little skirmishes go wrong, and all of a sudden the game is in the hands of OG. They've got you countered, and they will have control of this game. I think their biggest peak is going to be, like, 35 minutes, where you should start thinking about closing out the game if you're OG, just for fear of, you know, you don't want to put a late game against Slark if you don't have to.
If Fodder can find the kill, or the setup at least, if the Slark comes over as well onto...
They've got to get the initiation in first and before Song of Siren.
They've got it great. Great
skewer
kill.
timing.
Very big kill as well. We'll just slow down the radius a little bit. He's still very close to the recipe, Notel. At the same time, Liquid, they're going to find themselves another bit of fortune at crit. Can they finish it? Yes, they can. A second kill for Liquid as they start to swing a little bit of the flow of this game back in their favor.
Pick off, turn it into an objective if you can. See if you can take that tier 1 with 2 heroes down.
Yeah, and this Mag and the Lion with their blink daggers is a constant threat around the map right now. They have these immediate disables that you can't really run from, which forces OG to actually stick together. Even the Siren can't run around on her own.
Yeah, they can't do it. They can't take this mid tower. And now, like, the RP is down. OG's going to come back with... They've got all very low cooldown abilities, except for maybe Naga Siren Sleep, which is more of an escape mechanism than anything else. So they can always just fight, especially when they see that the big CD of RP is on cooldown. So they're not going to be able to force that tier 1 down. OG, they see them back out, so... In response, OG is just going to spread themselves out, try and farm more efficiently, make the Naga Siren do Naga Siren things, and that'll clear up Miracle to maybe find some pickoffs as Liquid spread out and try and deal with the split push.
Miracle just sitting in this tree line up here, just waiting patiently, trying to find out where the enemy is.
He may catch Matubaman. Matubaman knows that Miracle with this kind of build is always going to be hunting him. That's why he's spending time in the jungle and hesitant to show himself in lane, but it may not matter.
Did he realize?
He's certainly playing very, very safe. Matubaman into the tree line. Miracle's going to hang around, see if he comes back out, but no, Matubaman TP's away, so smart moves from the slot. Making sure he doesn't get caught out by this forever roaming Tiny that's hungry to find these kills that he can burst down on.
Miracle knows, especially if he's on strength treads, that his combination alone can't kill the Slark. He's got to get like the Shadow Blade hit in, and even then I think he still doesn't get it. Probably needs the help of someone else. They've got Moon with the early gem. I really like this pickup. They needed to get some map control in, make sure that Liquid don't feel comfortable.
They just scanned Miracle. They know he's there. They might be setting up a trap.
He's gonna pop some smokes.
Look at Jax, that certainly is a hero that he can calm down, but
he blinked away too!
What?
Miracle. Very nicely done. At the same time, kind of like the fighter, he does cancel cast the RP, so it doesn't end up wasting it, but yeah, smooth play from Miracle. Getting in, taking down one of the backline supports, and cleanly escaping from the fight. Now OG in a position to put on the pressure on the mid lane tier 2. And Miracle again, just continue to look to set up from behind. There's a sentry here for the side of Liquid, so it's got to be careful. Kuroky will now spot him out. Miracle, yeah, realizes that the gig is up. They know that he's there. Fada, he will be ready with a reaction. Still sitting back with that RP.
Middle tower is under attack.
But this is something as well that's going to be playing a bit of a hazard to the way that Smackdown was to play. The fact that Notel is going to consistently just send these illusions back with the Radiance burn that's going to make it very hard for the Magnus to find himself in the position he wants to be in these fights.
The illusions take out the counter ward. Now Miracle can find his initiation on Fada.
Oh, here we go. And with the backward crit, they've done it. They'll burst down the Magnus, take the tier 2. And Liquid just a little bit all over the place here behind this tier 2.
A very fortunate silence from Crit as well. They didn't know that Stealth Assassin was standing right there. He could have come with the smoke cloud and completely interrupted that gang and could have turned the fight around. But that silence just caused him to stand there and do nothing instead.
A Miracle on the hunt for Matubaman. Matubaman actually cancelling the TP. Maybe scared that Miracle could have got the blind stun onto him. Yeah, he's just going to go for the Shadow Blade walkout. So Slot will still be able to keep himself safe.
He's got Jarex making the rotation over. I think Jarex probably made the call. He's like, don't leave. You've already pushed in the tower. You know somebody's going to rotate from OG to stop that tier 1 from being taken for free. So go ahead. We're going to combo this up. We'll see if we can kill whoever shows.
Radiant's
but
bottom tower
you can see how Miracle
attack.
is wary to actually go for that. He senses the bait, it seems. He knows, like, nobody's showing up at the top lane right now. There are so few heroes on map that OG are just wary to reveal themselves anymore.
Liquid.
Deny. There we go.
Gonna move over as a group here by the secret shop. OG at the same time have backed away. Into Kuroky, mind control goes. See if they're able to kick anything off in the river. Good spot out Crit as he headed up to the high ground. See what they can find. The Hawk from Moon did spot out Fada's movement, but of course Kuroky still to the cover of the shadows, moving across towards OG.
Dire's middle tower is
They're
under
still playing
attack.
around with this Infest combo, but it doesn't do nearly as much anymore because Naga Siren, Beastmaster, and Tiny's Miracle are all tanky enough to survive through the quick burst, and then you even have the surviving mechanisms of the supports as well. So they're looking desperately for a kill, but even if they do find a hero, it's not guaranteed that they get it.
Here we go. Looking for Matuma Man. Do they have detection? Just look like do. Matuma Man's going to be able to get himself back. Liquid. Oh, there. Sorry, apologies. They did have the sentry down. But yeah, the fact that Liquid did have the backup and that OG couldn't commit for that kill. And it's just a battle of the sentry wards at the moment, it seems. Just the vision game is so huge regarding what both teams are trying to bring into the fights and the ways they're looking to initiate with their cores. See here, Croaky, he knows Miracle's about. Matuma Man's going to start to move in, jumping in immediately with the Hex onto Miracle. Butter gets the RP onto Fly, making sure that there's no save from the Dazzle, and Liquid find two. Moon TP's away on the high ground. So even though it's a solo RP onto the Dazzle, it's worth it, because it means that Miracle can't get saved, and suddenly Liquid, they're finding 2 kills and losing nothing.
Yeah, Liquid were desperate for a pickoff like that because they were losing the game off efficiency. And now, can they actually get No-Tail fast enough?
Yeah, Crit's going to try and jump in, and yeah, No-Tail's got the song. TP's himself out immediately, and yeah, nothing Liquid can do about that, so good kind of casualty control, just making sure they don't lose anything else, OG.
If we look at the draft of these two games, Austin, do you think it's even worth it to come with these, this Lifestealer Riggy first pick combo? I don't think, like, game 1, it didn't have that much efficiency, and in this one too, I don't think it's been worthwhile compared to what they gave up for it. First Spirit and Beastmaster, 2 heroes so very good in the hands of OG.
Yeah, I would actually agree. I think that, especially since they had to relegate the Lifestealer to the offlane, like I thought maybe that would actually give this combination, this opening pair, a little bit more life where you're able to have that versatility to it, but I don't think it's working out well enough. And it seems to have a very short shelf life where you can only really do a whole lot for the first 20 minutes. And somehow OG, they got like a lot more farm than they should have. So the shelf life of the combination dropped even more severely when you had these tanky heroes picking up more tank, and then you had the escape mechanisms up. But I still think inherently it's just not a combination that will work out for long.
It almost seems gimmicky at this point.
I still think there's, just because it's very strong against so many of the heroes of the current patch, but I agree. I think more people are working around Lifestealer and Riki individually a lot better, as we're just seeing so much of it.
Oh,
Jarek's in trouble.
Oh, is it? Smart call to blink TP. Crit roll. Nearly finds him out there. Jax will escape.
This is the time where you smoke up as Liquid, because now, like, OG have revealed themselves. You didn't lose a hero. You know where they're at. It's kind of like having the vision. Like, this is something Blitz was talking about. You always smoke to where you have vision. Well, in this case, at least they have an idea. Even if they don't have the exact vision of where OG are, they know approximately where they're at. They think maybe they can catch one of them while they're backing away and do the typical, efficient thing where as you back up, you try and farm neutrals. It's not the case here, though. OG always play like very much together in that regard. They don't try and maximize efficiency because they know how important team fighting is. And sure enough, they get the successful Radiant scan. They know that Liquid are in their jungle, and they're just going to play back and let No-Tail do his thing atop.
No-Tail, of course, very close to having the Octarine done as well. I mean, how much of an issue is this for the side of Liquid, Matt? The fact that they have got this threat of the Naga Siren. I mean, this is never going to kind of stop, is it? I mean, if the game goes on and on, OG are going to have that kind of late game security with the Naga.
Yeah, but we've seen in the past teams that likes to play Siren a lot. For instance, Alliance, we've seen play some Siren games where it's just not enough. They do have the Tiny to rely on this game as well as a secondary carry, but I don't think Liquid is in too rough a spot if they should go to the late game. They have some great late game carries, and they have some even better lockdown in RP. You can't play around RP.
No, I completely agree with that. I think Liquid actually have... But it's okay. That was almost the pickoff they really needed. My concern is not necessarily that Liquid are running out of time where Naga Siren's going to get too big late game. It's actually the fact that he should have better farm efficiency, and then OG hit this really big peak, I think, around 30-35 minutes. But the thing is it's actually not working out that way. No-Tail, he's doing the right Naga things, I think. I haven't been following him too much, but I'm sure he's farming efficiently on the Naga Siren. But what's surprising is the Slark is able to keep so close in pace, and I think a lot of that is what Ben's focused on farming. But it's also the fact that the Magnuson power is allowing him to clear through neutrals a lot more efficiently as well. So he's going to have that BKB, which means that they can fully commit to kills such as the Naga Siren. They no longer have to worry about the Song of Siren escape when they can't burst her. And that does change the